The 1979 meeting of Wilfredo Benitez and Sugar Ray Leonard recalled in Superbouts, the WBC World Welterweight title fight from 1979. Superbouts Tuesday at 10, Sky Sports 3. Middleweight prospect Jason Matthews has been extended by Lawrence Szabo into round 4. Glenn and Ian.
And we didn't think it would go that long early on when Matthews, with his first significant looking punch, put Szabo down. The Hungarian looking competent and pretty strong, but as yet you would have to say not that dangerous.
No, he hasn't really shown anything that you would think has hurt Matthews yet. He's trying to up the pace, get behind his jab and be somewhat busier, but Matthews is now trying to work his body. He's getting one for one going round the kidneys, but he wants to try and bring the hands down to leave the chin exposed. So he's working hard with these body punches.
Matthews, I'm sure, now will have got to the point where he'll want to take this Hungarian out of there. Already 27 years of age, though, Matthews, so they can't hang around too much with him. Looking body shot that Szabo felt might have just landed around the back, but I don't think it did. I think it was a very good, authentic shot by Matthews.
Szabo proving to be quite tough. Matthews really looking to unload at this point.
Picking the punches pretty well, though, Matthews.
Because the jab has been good. At times he's turned that into an uppercut. Still he's looking for the right hand. He knows that's the one that can force him down.
There was a low one in there from Matthews. Not sure he agrees with Dave Paris. The Matthews fan club at ringside certainly didn't, but they wouldn't, would they?
Szabo does have his shorts very, very high with a big waistband, so that's difficult. You know, a lot of the punches which are at the stomach do look to be on the shorts.
That rocks the head back on the shoulders of Szabo. Dave Paris taking a rather closer look here as this Hungarian has to soak up the punishments. It's pretty much one-way traffic. Szabo is being brave in there, but it's all Matthews really. So there is Szabo and Matthews in his corner. He works as a clerical officer at the Hackney Community Centre when he's not boxing. But he's so keen about it. And look at that, 35 body punches to 4 landed and 106 to 57 to head. It really is pretty one-sided. Doesn't he have a punch bag up in the back garden as well at home?
He does quite a bit of training around home. Very much a family man, Jason Matthews. And he likes to be there. Obviously he goes to the gym and does quality work there, but also likes to work out home, keeps himself very fit. Good round for Matthews. He's just starting to break Szabo down, rocking his head back time and time again. Sense it's getting hard for Szabo now.
As we move into the 5th round. Matthews, remember, in the red trunks, if you still need the identification. And this 31-year-old Hungarian is going to earn every single penny here.
So giving everything to Jason Matthews with that big first round when he decked Szabo a 10-8 round.
3 British judges scoring, and I would be amazed if they had their scorecards reading even slightly different to Glenn's. One of the little question marks about Matthews is his possible vulnerability when put in at a higher level. He was stopped by Joe Calzaghe and David Starry in the amateurs. And there were 1 or 2 times in that fight against Dorrington when he just looked a shade vulnerable. He did worry about his punch resistance.
It's difficult to read too much into amateur stoppages because the amateurs, are very, very quick to stop fighters. And I believe he was on his feet when he was stopped. Sometimes one punch and the referees can jump in the amateurs.
Good right hand. Nice combination from Matthews. And he must be wondering what punches he has to find to get this argument over with. I wonder how much more Dave Paris will want to see. Well, Szabó still looks okay.
Yes, he's very durable, taking some heavy shots. We know Matthews is a puncher, and Szabó has had to take some good ones, but still there, still fighting back.
But utterly outgunned here, Szabó, truth to tell. Remember, we had another Hungarian, though, come over, and Andreas Gelfi beating Glenn Catley. That was a big shock, though Catley came back brilliantly from that to win the British Middleweight Championship. As you've seen, he's working with us here tonight. He's watching too. Matthews could be a future opponent for him. So could Ryan Rhodes, who's also at ringside. Howard Eastman very much in the shake-up too in the British middleweight pictures. Matthews again begins to unload with some heavy shots.
Szabó got through with a couple and Matthews came back very strong.
Get your free money bag in tomorrow's Sunday Mirror and you could join thousands of winners. We're giving away anything from fighters to 50s. Don't miss money bags in tomorrow's Sunday Mirror.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Claire Danes in William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. On video, own it forever.
Strepsils are now also available sugar-free. New sugar-free Strepsils.
Well, he keeps on attacking here, Jason Matthews, but I know what the critics are going to say. They're going to say he's fighting a naturally lighter man and he can't put him away. And people will say, well, is he really a puncher then at a higher level?
Well, he is landing with good punches, but we've just seen in the slow motion that Szabó is quite, he's quite experienced. He's getting his hands up. He's taking quite a few on the gloves. That's just taking the power out of Matthews' punches. Szabó still there, still cagey and fighting back, and Matthews having to work to try and find the stoppage.
This is the 6th round. It's due to go 12, and Szabó would do very well to get that 5. Had to take a loss of a big left hand. Szabó is shaking Matthews with that. Oh, goodness me. Might it all fall apart here for Matthews. Some big shots going through. Matthews is all over the place for a moment. And Szabó's got him going, and this has posed some questions. And Dave Paris has stopped the fight. Oh, goodness me. What an upset. What a turnaround. From nowhere, Laurent Szabó, who was under continual pressure, suddenly found a punch to rock Matthews. The crowd are incensed. They think Matthews should have been allowed to go on. So does Frank Warren on the far side. Matthews is not happy anyway. That, it has to be said, was a controversial stoppage by Dave Paris. Glenn McCrory, what did you think?
A very curious time to stop the fight. Yes, Matthews had been hurt. Yes, he was under pressure, but just at that point there, Matthews had just walked through, just getting away, still had his hands up, still looked as if he was in full control of this fight. Frank Warren very, very angry.
Well, he feels that the referee has been premature in stopping Matthews, but we were raising the question earlier about Matthews' own punch resistance, and he was fighting here basically a man who is really a light middleweight, and that, it has to be said, has exposed the World Championship pretensions of Jason Matthews. That is a massive setback for Matthews and the Frank Warren camp. Now watch this again and draw your own conclusions. Now the referee's job, look at that, that has really caught him. He's all over the place here.
It's a very good left hook, but if you notice, he got his hands up very quickly. There's a few going through there, but still he hasn't dropped his hands. He hasn't lost control in there. Still getting the hands up. He's now coming out of trouble. Caught that one on the gloves. And then he ducks away, and he knows what he's doing. I think a curious time to stop the fight. And Matthews will be enraged himself, knowing that he had his man on the floor in the first round, and the fight wasn't stopped. He had Szabó in trouble a few times. It wasn't stopped the first time he's in trouble without taking the count. His hand's still up. It's then ducks out of the way. I think a bad time to stop the fight.
The only thing you have to say in defence of the referee is he is much closer and can see in the fighter's eyes, Glenn. But I must say, it did seem at that point as if Matthews had got over the worst of the crisis.
It did, certainly the way he bent his knees and just ducked underneath the punch. It looked as if he was over the worst. Had it been a second or two earlier, maybe you could have said fair enough. But it wasn't. He'd getting past the bad stage.
He can't believe it. He's pulled it out from absolutely nowhere, the victory. Lóránt Szabó, another Hungarian, comes here and derails one of our top middleweights. What a turn-up. Dave Paris, the man at the centre of the controversy.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 52 seconds of round 6, the referee has stopped the contest in favour of the winner and new WBO Intercontinental Middleweight Champion, Lóránt Szabó. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'd like to show your appreciation for a very disappointed loser indeed. Please, your appreciation for Jason Matthews.
We have to say fair play to the crowd here in Chester tonight. They've given Lóránt Szabó, the visitor, a generous hand as he's walked away with Jason Matthews' title belt. But there is no two ways about this. A huge and unexpected downturn in the career of Jason Matthews. To be honest, there was nothing in the record of this man Szabó to suggest he was going to be anything other than another victim for a man who was becoming a very hot property and rising rapidly through the world rankings. This could take years to come back from, you never know, and remember he is 27 already. So a crisis suddenly in the career of Matthews as Szabó enjoys his great moment. Let's get an immediate reaction from Jason Matthews talking to Ian Dark.
Well, a very crestfallen...
8, 8,